All right, ladies and gents, welcome back. We have the Women's Cup competition, the inaugural Women's Cup competition playoff games. As we are just trying to locate some of the pucks. I think Sheffield Bears took them off.
We only need one, though.
We only need one. I'm just going to radio down.
They've got some orange pucks down there that we could use.
It might make it easier to track at home. Although I'm imagining they're ending up in the roof.
They're quite heavy.
Indeed.
Are they double weight? Something like
no,
that?
oh, are they the double weighted? I was thinking they were
no,
the street pucks.
The orange ones are the heavy pucks.
No, well, joining me back in the booth is, of course, the Honourable Lawson Glasby.
We're so well represented on this deck.
I know,
with both teams.
We've got coverage across the both of them. No bias, neutral coverage.
Yep, absolutely.
As these guys have already had their warm-up, so we're going to get them going in just a minute here. After they've done their little team shouts. I think we're doing this now. So we should have our technology working. Thanks again to our unsung heroes, Joe and Dave at home, without whom we would be really up the creek without a paddle.
We'd be sinking.
We would be a sinking ship.
I think I'll just back it up on paper anyway.
Good call. As the Bears women get their chant away, we are ready to rock and roll. So a reminder for those of you that haven't managed to join us earlier in the day, these two teams faced off a mere hours ago, with Oxford stamping a 3-0 victory over the top of the Sheffield Bears women. So the Bears have gone away, had some lunch, and as we were saying earlier, Lawson, we're hoping they've come back with a little bit of fire in their bellies.
Well, some of them will have, but a few of them were playing in the last game that we had, just 15, 20 minutes ago.
So we are underway now.
Bears off to a stronger start than...
Absolutely, coming out of the gate hot, and that will be, I think, important.
Certainly will in this.
Setting the tone as Chloe Carter is racing around the hash marks. Look at that, it's like a skating drill. Just flying around, finds the space. It's a wrister from the right, left-hand side there. That is going to get tipped up, I believe, by the stick of Emma Walker-Silverman. And already Oxford perhaps feeling the pressure a little bit more, but Rose Kingsbury Lee trying to get past one. Does manage to push it on to Feldman, picked up by Walker-Silverman now. As she trots down Main Street, is going to get pushed over into the corner by Judith Westerland. Picked up on the boards by Cindy Yu. Now turned over, and it's Emma Taylor-Lonsdale for the Bears coming back the other way. Dispossessed now by Julia Edgar. The latest and greatest Canadian addition to the Oxford Women's Blues, and here she comes.
She's certainly been a prevalent point
in on
scorer
the left.
this week.
Solo one-on-one, and Pat makes the save.
First shot of the game on target, that one.
There it is. So even though Sheffield with the initial opening blitz, it is Oxford that gets the first shot away, and still with some zone time here. It's Grace Leeming, our players representative for the year, breaks that one up. And we are playing a full stopped clock.
We are, indeed.
So this one could go the distance.
It's going to feel like a long game compared to some of the others.
Indeed, we have short breaks in between each period. Minute and a half. As
could be an entertaining scoreline, this one.
Well, we were chatting earlier, weren't we, Lawson?
We were.
Predictions on where we may end up in terms of the scoreboard.
If we can extrapolate any of these Nationals results over a full game, they do get a bit ridiculous. But I think, you know, it's not that you don't play the same style of game, do you, when you've only got 15 minutes? You go all out.
I'd be very impressed if we see this speed keep up the whole way
Make
through.
a lot more defensive mistakes, don't you? And
in the short time frame. Well, even in the long time frame, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. And anyone can get a quick 1-0 win in a 15-minute game, can't they?
I think so. It's can you hold that line over the course?
Yeah.
As that's
who's got the stamina?
Exactly. Whose cardio has been on form this year?
Who's got the concentration?
As that's Phoebe Grace going all the way around.
She's going for a escape.
As that is tipped in front, trying to catch
Chloe
Chloe Carter on the
Carter on the wing, yep.
Like that.
Chipped out off the glass.
There's the dump in as Greg will head to the bench. Edgar chips ahead there for Liu. Liu can't get the handle. But it's picked up by Captain Feng. Feng
Takes on,
racing in.
she does, and she takes the puck off Jenny Sennett.
And there's Edgar moving into position.
Ooh, takes a shot.
It's a lovely one-touch. Someone has lost a stick. I think that's Chloe Carter for the Bears. He's going to try play body-only defense. He's going to have a rough time against Angela Yu. Oh no!
Oh dear.
Chloe Carter.
I think she's thrown herself in
As,
to that one.
We're just checking on Angela Yu here. I think
She,
we're okay.
she is going to get a penalty.
I wonder if that's going to be called
I'm going to go body checking.
I reckon,
Perhaps.
yeah, I don't think it quite meets the threshold for boarding. So I think we're going to see 2 minutes for checking there from number 4. 2 minutes from body checking. As we get that locked and loaded in the system. So Oxford are now on the power play, woman advantage. It's been them historically that are striking first in these matchups, so let's see if they can be the ones to pop first blood. Edgar on the low wall, into Walker Silverman in the middle. That
Fired
shot
into the
goes
corner.
high and wide. Collected, corralled at the point, and no, that is broken up. As that's a lovely long clearance as Bahoon steps out to claim that line. That must have been Katie Reed there, bossing the defense. And now Julia Edgar, with some speed from her own net, coast to coast, launches the wrister. It goes left side wide. But you can just tell once she's been given that room to wiggle, it is a very, very ropey position indeed for the Bears. That one will go through the shins of Grace Leeming, but no further. As
Bit of
there's
miscommunication on the blue line.
a huge miscue, and Katie Reed,
women.
ferocious attacking now. Going to go all the way around, maybe looking for the dump in front, but didn't really have the auxiliary help there.
She's skating off to the bench with some pace as well.
Excellent motion from the Bears offense. That's really what we want to see more of.
Oh, miscontrolled there by Yeti Smith on the board. Grace Leeming picks it up, goes round one player and fires it down the ice on the short-handed to alleviate a little bit of pressure.
This is a very good kill from the Bears, actually. They've managed to blow a lot of the clock, and Oxford haven't really had too many super chances. That all may change, though, as Suzanne and tell me.
No, just 2 shots on target so far.
Is weaving,
That's a third, in fact.
but knocked away
Good lateral
by
movement
Pat.
from the Bears goalkeeper there.
Very
And
good
again.
lateral movement. As that's Chapunsa just staying on her feet, and it is going to be Antelmi.
Unfortunately, it just snuck in, didn't it, that one?
Let's see if we can get a replay on the home goal there. Oh, away goal, sorry.
I think we might have missed
Stitched
it.
you up there.
Score.
31, so that's Kim Slesser.
And any assist?
I'm going to assume that that's come in from 19 on the assist.
We'll give it a... Shall we see if we can watch that one again? Oh, just
too late,
missed it.
Too late. So
Just
that's
missed it.
Kimberly Slesser
Got mixed up there on the
opening
home and away
the
team.
scoring for Oxford. I think that marks her first goal of the weekend. I may be wrong, but
I'm not sure.
I don't think
Good
I've seen
block.
her name pop up so far. Oh, and that's Angie Yu going sprawling. I think maybe caught her own feet on the stick of the Bears. Nothing untoward, really.
I agree with that one.
Don't think you can be looking for a tripping call on that. As Emma Taylor-Lonsdale out in front again. I mean, she's chomping at the bit, is Taylor Lonsdale.
A lot of players skating hard here. You
This is
can't
good
help but
effort.
think that they're going to get tired towards...
Yes, and just
end of
looking
the
at
game.
the respective bench sizes here, I think the Bears may win that fight. Given how populated their reserves are. Carter around everyone. Oh,
off
and
the post.
Bahoon is bailed out by the post there. I think she was beaten.
I think she was.
Grace Leeming throws one in, but I think Oxford will very much be thinking the pipes there.
Could have been a fantastic goal, that one, if it was half
I
an
think
inch
that
to
would
the
have got
left.
the Bears' spirits raised and rumbling. But all is not yet lost, as this must be Katie Reed now, in around on the back. Has
It
Taylor
is.
Lonsdale out in front, but no connection. Unlike us completing the NYT connection in stunning form. It
In
has to be said.
fantastic form, absolutely. icing.
I think that was indeed. So we're coming all the way back down. I'm not quite sure what this question is about.
No, I'm not sure either.
We'll figure that out later. Focusing on the game at hand. Non-checking one can wait.
Gemma Harling releases one off the point. Good shot, but blocked.
I think Harling's had a couple of decent contributions to the offense. Be nice to see a bit more of her. Springing alive. He's now Bears. Look, that's a textbook little breakout. Oh, that's very nice indeed. And now Katie Reed is the one to pick it up.
Fires it on net for Bears' first shot on target.
Edgar now behind the net. Sees the line. I think she does. Thought about passing it. Does pass it now. Feldman has it. That's a slightly aggressive first touch, and it's just escaped her reach. Because that will be Yeti Smith. No, that will be Corinna Lee. Excuse me. Well, that's held in at the line by Edgar. Has Feldman.
Do correct me if I'm wrong. Is she a former Cambridge player?
Which one is this? Sorry.
Corinna Lee?
You may well be right. Maybe slightly before my vintage. Oh, Dano is unable to hold that one.
Waved off by Mr. Ingle there on the far side.
So, Tiff Dano, we were tallying up. I think this is her 8th year for OUIHC, she said, and we need to issue a correction. Actually, we talked about Emma Walker-Silverman being there for over a decade. We actually think she arrived somewhere between 2017 and 18. So, not quite that many, but
not quite as many years in the BUIHA as myself.
No, still a storied career during her time with the Women's Blues and the Vikings A.
Absolutely.
So Tiff and Emma definitely the veterans of this squadron.
Oh, Yeti Smith there.
That's nicely across, well held.
Phoebe Gregg takes a shot that's blocked and wide into the corner.
As that Slesser bouncing for round one. Pushing the forecheck is given a bit of a shove by number 93, who we don't seem to have on our sheet, which is surprising, unless that's a different number, but no, that is a 93 for the Bears. That one is held up.
It is.
Who could that be? Red gloves, 93.
That's Yeti Smith, is it?
Well, I don't know. Yeti Smith.
It looks a bit like her.
Wearing an 86.
And I know she has red gloves.
Okay, well, we have a mystery. A mystery afoot on the Bears roster.
I haven't seen her wearing another number.
Oh, and that's not her name either, as there's a glove lost.
Pushes.
Chloe Carter's already been in the box once for body checking, and clearly is no stranger. Emma Taylor-Lonsdale, just lovely skating strides.
Yeah, certainly not a stranger to the physical side of the game.
No.
Not shy of playing the body, playing aggressively.
And that's actually what we commented on, I think, in the finals with the Mavs and Oxford. It was a very clean, very kind of filled with respect, that final. There wasn't really any rough stuff or anything untoward.
Maybe to the Mavericks' disadvantage getting beaten.
Straying from their normal game plans, perhaps.
Perhaps.
No, I think the brutish style is less that of their women than some of their other squads.
I wouldn't associate them necessarily with each other.
And that is handily gloved by Behoon.
It is, but it was flying over the top of the net there, so it's
I think
not,
so. She just wanted to keep warm,
not
get
a shot
the
on target.
hand-eye going.
Quite a few in watching this one. UA Avalanche enjoying themselves.
Not that many in the chat though, 36 in the chat. Spam these hairs to help these Bears.
It's
Spam
possibly,
these squares.
what time are we on? In the real world.
It might be tea time.
5:20.
5:20, the F1 starting in 40 minutes. We will be bringing you live updates from the second screens as Feldman winds in. Can't find.
We're 20 minutes into the Steelers-Panthers final clash as well at Nottingham Arena.
This is a multi-talented broadcast here, Lawson. We're providing excellent sporting coverage across multiple disciplines.
We are indeed.
Leagues and competitions. Fisher will be the one to scoop this up as Fang heads to the bench, calls for the change, changes their mind, and then changes their mind again. And then doesn't let the changing player on before she gets off. A masterclass, that particular sequence. As Feldman thought she had the touch, but into the waiting arms, the bear trap, if you will, of three defensive players. Iorio hustling hard, but can't keep it, and that will be the offside.
It is indeed.
As Walker Silverman thought she had it. Thought her teammate kept it in, but alas.
Pointed down by Mr. Ingledow, who's told me he's very upset he's missing his Sunday lunch on Easter Sunday. Big fan of roasted everything.
Was this the Toby Carvery chat?
It was indeed.
I seem to recall that from the screen chat. Oxford then still with plenty of zone time going on.
Cleared out by 93 is Yeti Smith. I can confirm.
Okay, we think Yeti Smith has just switched numbers.
I do. Either that or she's a player mimicking the exact skating style.
Oh, hello, Anselmi dancing.
Oh, blocked.
Fires away. But Caitlin Stocks, who I don't think we've mentioned much on the podcast, as there's another attempt. This must be Chipunza.
Chipunza in the Bears defence. Another shot.
Newcomer Marni's Chipunza working the slot hard, as that one is shot high, as you say, by Kingsbury Lee. That line will just about be held. Very nicely by Iorio. And there is
Stocks on the
Stocks.
puck again.
Stocks up, Stocks down.
Plays a long pass into the
No,
zone.
there's that.
Phoebe
that race
Gregg
is
beats the
very
icing.
handily
Oh.
Bahun is wise to the wraparound though.
She is indeed. Had a player running into, chasing herself into the slot there was an option.
Kingsbury Lee tries to throw the double fake.
And it's blocked by Grace Lehman into the corner.
Excellent work from our players. Rappers
Greg,
takes a spill.
Takes that back over the blue line to relieve a little bit of pressure off the Bears women, allowing them time to change.
All the way around. Has support.
Bringing Carter and Lonsdale on that quick fly change.
That one, I think Oxford just bunching themselves up a little bit. Pretty high in the zone. As Taylor Lonsdale chasing down Angie Liu. Angie Liu getting up close and personal with two of the Bears. Edgar manages to rescue that one, and Edgar picks the top corner.
Excellent goal.
Julia Edgar, number 6. I think that's off the feed from Angie Liu.
Well, it was 25.
As that is very, very nice indeed. Let's see if we've got the
too
replay.
slowly for that, I think.
Well, let's give it a go.
Well, no.
Just missed it. No
Just
worries.
missed it again. Sorry about that, guys.
The replays are working. We're just getting our eyes dialed
They
in.
are.
So this is now a 2-0 lead. I just jumping in and out of chat. Have the Nats on while I'm studying. Well, in terms of lo-fi beats to study and relax to, I think we're one of the premier options.
As Nathan says, I hope you're enjoying listening to his dulcet tones.
I think he's got that from me.
Perhaps, yeah. What are you studying about? Let us know.
Mr. Rory. What are you studying, Mr. Rory?
What are you studying? Oxford looking to break out here.
Oh, no, that's
a turnover.
slightly catastrophic mishandle.
Chloe
As
Carter
now
on the
Chloe
ball.
Carter, we've seen her. She's playing with some venom. Oh,
Getting
hello.
rubbed out.
And she's taken Julia Edgar along for the ride. They were watched the whole way, the both of them.
Feisty battle there between the
Nothing given.
two players to watch in this fixture,
I think Chloe Carter's got a point to prove. She has got a chip on her shoulder about this previous fixture. Walker Silverman in on 2. The Bears slightly tripping over themselves, but it's well blocked. Well held up twice.
Blocked again and again.
Follow
And
up
saved.
Oh no, there's Pat scrambling. And now back comes Chloe Carter. Winding up the pace, spooling up the engines. Doing it all, has helped, trying to go forehand, backhand. That one.
We've got a penalty.
I think that's Iorio on the tripping, and she's gone down hard.
She's
into
cut
the,
in,
into the net.
I think, and maybe had her feet taken away from her. Can we?
I think so. That will be Iorio to the box.
No, we can't see that. Too slow.
2 minutes for number 68 on the Oxford side.
Trip. Bears on the power play for the first time this game.
Want to know my course? What specifically you're studying? Well, why not both? What was the misconduct for? We don't know exact details, but we believe it was unsportsmanlike or some rude names to an official, as there's just a little
there was a
head
bit
pats
of back
exchanged.
chat, I think.
So
Bit of back
head
chat.
pats exchanged between Carter and Bahun, so clearly no hard feelings. They respect each other as competitors. Good to see that everyone's up and walking away from that, because it looked like she went into the net at some speed.
Again, a change. Hopefully she's able to come back on soon, because I think they're going to miss her on the power play.
I think so. Interesting to see what if they've got special lines or if they're just rolling for this.
Yep, it will be. Interesting face-off lineup. Don't see that one too often.
No,
but it's worked.
The double drop, and Bahoon snags that one. And everyone apologises after the whistle. It's all good-natured.
Yep, and they're going to have another go.
No worries, Jaden. We've got you. All the latest and greatest information.
Any other questions?
Interference. I think the original was interference, and then there was the added misconduct.
Yeah, the 10 was for abuse of official.
Is what we've been led to believe. We did have one embellishment penalty earlier on. Does that exist as diving? I wonder if we have the button for diving. We don't have an embellishment button.
Do we have a signal for embellishment / diving?
I actually don't remember. I think they called it quite loudly. And tell me now, in 1 versus 3, has Angeliou on the far wing, has gone very wide indeed, very, very wide, and now able to back up at the high point. There's Kingsbury Lee. That one is going to bobble all the way over the top and land.
Well saved by Pat there.
In the leather.
Not keeping up with. I've got the shot.
That's good.
10 on the Bears' goal to just 4.
And again, this does seem to be the tail of the tape. Oxford really putting on a fairly heavy offensive blitz. The real question is, are they going to be able to hold the distance?
That is
because this is a much longer format. This is already this is a regular stage game that's already kind of been and gone. Still got 5 minutes for some of their women's playoff games, which they did win. But there's another 40 minutes to go after that.
Yeah, whilst you say tired legs, a lot of these Bears players have been playing Tier 3 and Women's Nationals this weekend.
So I imagine there's quite a lot of fatigue across the board.
I can also imagine. Oh,
hello. Long offside.
Taylor Lonsdale taking a clearance into the chest there, making a quick change. Phoebe
Gregg dances, but she's missing a partner there. Can't quite get the tango going. As Chloe Carter tries to go through 2, but held up by Slesser, and the
tipped on by Gregg, who looks for a change. Oh,
that's a nice
big
attempt to clear there.
Clearance. Yeah. 5 seconds left on the power play. They've not done a lot with it there, so I think. Not sure they've registered more than
pressure.
1 shot on target.
Kingsbury Lee now. Corinna Lee is all the way backwards. Kingsbury Lee, that is a diving tackle on the breakaway. And 2 players down hard into the boards.
Chloe Carter there.
That's a heroic effort on the return. Had referees watching the
prevented a very good chance.
Oh, hello. Emma Walker-Silverman with a chance. The backhand in front again from that behind the net pass. That feed has really worked so well for Oxford. There's the wrister. Not going to hit the target. Edgar to Feldman, but leaning there in front to intercept. Mechanical engineering, and I'm currently revising the formulas for force distribution. F equals MA. That's all I've got, really. P1V1 equals P2V2.
Force distribution over a surface, I imagine.
I think so. That's force equals mass times, is it area?
Acceleration.
I was wondering if it was acceleration or area.
Pressure.
Rory, let us know. Is it area or acceleration? I was a humanities student. I'm not built for this.
Chemical engineering here. Physics.
There you go.
Physics.
Oh, hello.
Chemical engineering.
Taylor Lonsdale looked like she had some wind in her sails, but sails deflated by Julia Edgar putting on a very nice defensive stop. And now we've got a bit of a hold up as that is chipped out in front by Jess Fang.
Caitlin Stocks to pick the puck up.
Looking
for the pass wide to Taylor Lonsdale.
That's gorgeous. That.
Great cross-ice pass using all the space.
I've got to say, Sheffield look their best when they're really utilising that ice, letting the puck do the work.
They do.
There's a nice wind up and a tumble for Angeliou. That is not going to trouble Pat in net. As now Jess Fang works free. Pat gets one, and that's swept away by Stocks.
Very important clearance there. There was a Oxford player ready to pounce on that loose puck.
Kingsbury looking to throw into the centre for Lee. Doesn't find it, and now it's Dano racing back.
2 minutes to go in the first period.
Poppy Harlan chasing in. Not rewarded for her efforts, unfortunately. And again, Bears just not quite looking as lethal as we perhaps would have hoped. As Kingsbury Lee, once again, just loves that little, throws the break on. Swing and a miss from Kim Slesser. As that's almost all the way out, and then there's a bit of a pile up in the middle. Some of the Oxford players tripping over each other.
It's a skate of what appears to be Leah Fraser.
What's the score? Oh, we don't have the score. Sorry about that, guys.
Sorry about that, yeah.
Thought we had that. Apologies.
Not sure where that went.
It is 2-0 to the Oxford women. Throw up our little shot count there. You can see it's currently 4-10 in terms of shots. We may be getting another one though.
It is 4-11.
Thanks, Lewis, for the flag on that one. Nice. As Antelmi, one-on-one now. Corinna Lee stands in her path. And that pass isn't quite going to get completed to Japunza. Julia Radko picks up the scraps. Her last couple haven't quite found the mark. She's needs to recalibrate a little bit, dial back in, but I have faith. I have faith she can find that again. Current goal scorers, we had Kim Slesser on the first goal for Oxford. And then the second goal scorer was...
Edgar, is it?
Julia Edgar, of course. I don't know why I have to think so hard about that.
Edgar.
Assisted by number 25, Angelia. And here comes that same Edgar out in front. Clear water, one-on-one, forehand backhand, and can't get the elevation. It's a lovely move.
Little fake head nod there to
Carter.
try and throw the goalie one way or the other, but
Love
she doesn't bite.
Walker Silverman, that is intercepted by Corinna Lee, putting the body on the line. And we have the end of the first period
That
there.
is the end of the first period. And the horn's gone. Horn's gone.
So we have a 1 minute and 30-second break before we get going straight away. There is very little rest for the wicket and even less rest for this lot. So we are still kind of waiting to see a resurgence from the Bears. They came out of the gate swinging, but that bled out quite quickly in terms of that early aggression.
Outshot there 4-11.
As we hit the half time. I don't know if we have a replay. If not, it will be the celebrations from the last goal. No, that would be the crash.
It's the crash.
As we just have a bit of a pile.
Oh, it wasn't the comedy button.
No.
But it's all right. Just 30 seconds break left. What do you think the teams are saying to each other?
I reckon for Bears it's going to be a bit of a wake-up call, surely. I think for Oxford it's keep on keeping on, keep doing the same, and don't gas out. Don't burn all the powder in period 2. There's still another one to come after this. And no ice cuts, so the ice will be getting rougher and rougher, although admittedly
it doesn't look too bad to me at the moment.
I think they've still got some life in it yet. It's
Absolutely.
that third period where we're going to start seeing things slow down immensely.
It's harder to move your feet, and you need to start making the puck do a lot more of the work. Both coaches looking quite animated in this break.
Yeah, it's good to see some life from the bench.
A lot of arm movements, a lot of
I actually
communication.
can't tell. I'm not sure I can see the second person on the Oxford bench. I think the head coach there is Eric Grant from the Vikings B, who's been helping out the women all weekend, which is very noble of them.
Bears coach there is Jenny Smith, former Bears player.
I think it's Eric Grant. They may have changed. They may have swapped out. As there's some life in the chance left for the
Classic
Bears.
Bears on me, Bears on 3.
There's the Blues.
That was Yeti Smith belting that one out for sure, so I'm
good.
pretty certain that's her in number 93.
Okay, so we have seen change up. Now, this is going to get confusing for us because the home and the away buttons are going to be the opposite.
They are.
As the teams switch ends for the long change second period.
But I'm
Very
sure we'll
rarely
manage.
practiced, it's got to be said, by any teams in the BUIHA. So we shall see how the teams cope with this, and if any of them fall for that offside trap. As straight away, Carter again with some pace. Straddles the line. Emma Taylor-Lonsdale's gotten away with that. I think she just stayed tagged up there.
I think so.
Well, I'm not 100% to be honest, but
We'll trust the judgment of
we will indeed.
Mrs. McKinnon.
We've got 4 refs on the ice, so if they're not seeing it, well, it's not worth seeing, clearly.
No.
Taylor Lonsdale now in on the short side.
Ooh.
It's right
Puck's
under
in
Bahoon. I
between.
can see it from
Yeah.
here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for
I
me,
think that's going to be waved off as.
I don't think the puck went in, actually.
No,
I think it
that was
still
caught under
bouncing
her.
about.
I think that was caught under her shorts there.
It's not in, it's there. It's there on the left of the
That
goal.
stayed out.
It definitely stayed out.
There's a bit of.
It was loose under the pad. The knee was up. You could see it from here. So
yeah,
I
but
think
I don't
it's.
think that crossed the line.
No, I think it's a fair effort to poke it in under the pad there.
I think
Not too
someone got a
aggressively.
shove there. I'm not sure. One of the Bears is just saying, "Hey, cool it. Let's not kill their goalie."
They've not got a spare.
Just a little bit of a debate club going on and seeing how this all shakes out as the Bears remember which side of the cycle to line up on. Bahoon though looks okay, which is always good to see. But she did well there. She had years and years of instinct, just knowing it's somewhere underneath me, climb up and spin away from the line. And as you said, Lawson, that one was poking out on that right side post. Her right, our left. As the Bears continue this pressure, this is much more promising in terms of sustained attacking attempts here. Taylor Lonsdale picks it up, has to go through 4 in the middle of the ice. The Oxford D collapsing around the house.
They are.
And clearly it's working for them. As
Oh!
I think that was very, very unfortunate. I don't think Edgar meant to do that, but there may be an edge catch and then there's fists in the back.
It did look like arms up in the back there.
I think so, that sticks in the numbers. And Edgar will be sat for that, rightly so, whether intentional or not.
See what they decide to give her for
and
that.
it was Emma Taylor Lonsdale, so we hope she's okay. She
I don't
did
think it
bounce
was a
back up.
particularly aggressive push, but a push nonetheless.
I think so. 2 minutes for body checking, it will be. So that will hurt Oxford.
I think you could have given her several things there, maybe.
I think so. That might have been a legitimate boarding call from the little I know of the rules and how it works.
Yep.
But
oh,
that's a nice shot. Now we're starting to see some signs of life from the Bears.
Grace Lehman floats one in, but it's blocked away into the corner by Behoon.
It would be very good
Pucks
to see
up
Bears.
to the point with Caitlin Stokes, who passes it across to Grace Lehman, who again floats one in. It's bouncing.
And that is held by Bahoon, and everyone is pretty quick to
Indeed it is.
leave the scene of the crime.
Bears already matching the shot count from the last period with 4.
That's good.
And we're in less than 2 minutes into this second.
I think that's a sign.
I think they may have had a rocket in that minute 30 break. Tell them to book their ideas up.
I think so. Whatever's been said, it's clearly had an impact. There's another shot there. That's Phoebe Gregg, isn't it?
It is. And she keeps it in. So does Caitlin Stokes on the blue line. A bit battling there with the
double
puck.
spin. Love that pirouette, as that's going to be cleared out by Telmy. As that is rung all the way around the Rosie. Minute and 15 for Bears on this PP.
Lehman makes a breakout pass to
A lovely pass,
Brown,
just didn't quite find the stick, although it's more on Brown than it is on the passer. Here we go now, Brown racing up the middle as Telmy, oh hello, had her stick the wrong way round and then takes out Slessor for good measure. As Slessor's lost a stick, that is picked up. One timer from Katie Reid, not quite going to get through the traffic though. Sent all the way around, picked up on the wall by Grace Leeming. Leeming tries to get through Kingsbury Lee. Kingsbury Lee is going to come out the winner of that particular duel. It's a good stick lift on Gregg, and Oxford again just bunching 4 in the middle. I do have to wonder if the Bears can hold their space a little bit more as a couple of people go tumbling. Oh, that's a... I think that's a... yeah, I think that's going to be in... Oh, elbow call. That wasn't what I expected. I think that's Emma Taylor Lonsdale sat for another 2.
She's taken quite a lot of penalties this
Notorious goon Emma Taylor Lonsdale. I actually think that's 2 for elbowing then. I think that was not what I was expecting to see on the penalty. I saw the stick dropped by the Oxford player and a Sheffield player tap it away. if I was the discerning referee.
That's an interference call.
I think so. But either way, Oxford won't mind what it is.
2 minutes is 2 minutes.
They'll be quite happy that it's 4-on-4 hockey on the big pad. Again, the space is... and we've got an icing call because it is even strength. Dan Kwok, you lick batteries for fun. I'm not taking any hair chat from you.
I'll give you a buzz. Chloe Carter making herself a breakaway
Now
out of
it's a
4-on-4.
This is the most promising chance yet for Sheff.
Oh, it's a
blocked
fantastic
down by
save.
Bahoon.
Didn't really move her left or right there, but she...
Oh, Edgar's out of the box now, so now Oxford swing back on the 5-on-4.
A minute and a half of power play to go.
That's a lovely little snapper in.
Thrown in.
Shuhan Lee trying to find the follow-up. Oh, hello. Almost covered up by...
Looks like she's in a little bit of pain, the Bears.
Lee. That might be a leg.
Blocked
injury.
a shot, and oh no, well, she's getting off. She looks okay. Maybe just a bit of a stinger on a blocked shot. She's motored herself to the bench anyway. Bears taking the time.
Back underway. Minute and 22. And Oxford now, after that really strong chance from Chloe
See
Carter.
if they can reignite their
I
first period
that will put some
performance.
fire in them.
Yep, they've been, don't want to use the word dominated, but they've not looked fantastic for the first 4 minutes.
No, I think I'd be inclined to agree. It's not been dominant, but it has been controlled, I think, from Oxford.
Yes, yes.
It's Greg now with a chance to break, and does.
Well, at least she's cleared
Fisher
the zone and took
controls,
the pressure off.
Kingsbury, I thought looking for the long pass to Cindy Yu, but is going to take it on herself. Gets through one, past two. Gets through Grace Leeming as well. Has Yu in front. Tries to go backhand all alone and then takes out Yu for good measure. Not quite the play, I think, that Kingsbury was looking for. As Bahoon is called into action to play that puck out from behind the net, as that one is a straight pass from Sophie Fisher to Phoebe Gregg. But there's a second chance. As Oxford send that one all the way down. Not going to be touched by the goalie, but not going to be given as the icing. So,
no.
There's
Bit of a casual chase back, perhaps.
So 10 seconds left. Bahoon will be watching the clock. Expect the stick claps.
There they go, right on cue.
It's almost as if we'd scripted it, as that is Taylor Lonsdale back out of the box and on patrol, although very leisurely, I think, maybe just covering.
She is leisurely.
The trailing defence woman in the form of Julia Edgar.
Happy to stand next to Edgar.
And tell me, beautiful pass across, finds Slesser. Slesser can't get through the blockade.
So fantastic blocks from the Bears
Indeed.
defence recently.
Edgar has time. Her teammates tag up. There's a slap shot to the stick. Oh, and it's a sit down for the two of them.
Hello and welcome.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can't quite see who that is. There's number 70. No? Is that number 70?
it was. I think that's Jenny Sennett.
Do we have we don't have a 70 on the list? This is most peculiar, Lawson. Bears have changed a couple of numbers on the fly, so I'm not sure what we can do about that. As Chloe Carter, once again, seeming to provide a lot of the energy here for this Bears offensive. We do retain control. Yeah, this is a slight struggle. That's Yeti Smith wearing 93, don't we? Now we've got a mystery 70. Held into the line. Harling.
Oh, picked up by Carter.
And again, Carter getting the better of the physicality battle with Deneau.
She's enjoying this physical game.
Spins once, still with time and space, drops it off to Harling.
Gemma Harling fires it down to Phoebe Gregg, who picks it up. But she's pinned.
That's a good hold up
as
there
Edgar
from
drops
Julia
a
Edgar.
stick.
The Bears, though, holding some zone time, even if they're not getting shots up, they are now spending a lot more time in the opposition O-zone. Or their O-zone, I should say, the opposition D-zone. Edgar, again, streaking out, not quite the same pace as we've seen her before, perhaps conserving some. Setting up for a third period fireworks, as Oxford do get changed. That is kept in at the line by Kingsbury Lee. To me, escaped, but I'll be off the side netting.
It was. Almost looked like the net bulged from this angle.
I thought so too, but the bounce went the other way out. Caitlin Stocks. Is the market favourable? We're about to find out. Drop pass, long wrister, not finding. Stocks swaps places with Reed. Actually worked out pretty well. Stocks able to hold the line. No panic selling here. There's now Jess playing a little football. Captain Jess Feng. No teammate there waiting up ahead to receive. And I think we can tell, Lawson, the pace of the game has
it has died off a bit, hasn't
somewhat cooled
as we reach the half. We're sort of approaching the halfway mark, aren't we?
Yeah, I think this is probably where you start to feel it in the quads.
I think there's some tired legs.
Although Emma Walker-Silverman, never one to be deterred by the shot clock, will keep powering on all day long. It's Kingsbury Lee and Taylor Lonsdale getting into it, and there's a little bit of a ride into the boards. Still going. Refs are watching it. And it's a clean fight, as that's Iorio streaking back across. Finds Walker-Silverman. Walker-Silverman has help in front, does choose to use it this time. Kimmy Slesser. Slesser in.
Oh,
but she's just lost it.
It's a penalty.
Hello.
I think that is a hook.
I think so, whether or not it's interference for holding the opponent's stick.
91, Corinna Lee.
Whistle has gone.
Oh.
Where's this going?
Who is that getting the penalty?
Who is it? It's number 2.
Not
Judith Westerland for hooking.
I don't think that's the right play there.
You could actually, I mean, I don't know if there's
But
some
that's what's been
psychological
given.
benefit.
That's what's been given.
Psychological benefit there to get in the heads of the Oxford women. You saw Kim Slesser kind of frustrated throwing the stick off. She felt the hook. Maybe that's the kind of grit the Bears need, is take a couple of penalties, but see if you can't wave the red rags in front of the Bulls here. See if you can unseat that composure as Julia Edgar punching out of the air with the hand on the top of the stick. Still going through 2. Has some time and space now as Yeti Smith has to back off on the penalty kill. Dunno, finds Edgar. Edgar through the middle to Antelmi. Can't quite get the one-timer away. Dunno now, back up at the point, has Edgar in free space. Edgar drops the hammer.
Oh, she does.
Not going to find it though. Oh, what I'd give for another ringer off the bar. As that's going to be battled out by Greg. Sent all the way down, but well read and intercepted there by Edgar.
Spending so much time on the penalty kill.
Minute to go, and there's found a cross, pushed ahead for Angelou, but unable to find the back of the net. Still going with this line. No, we have had a switch out. Kingsbury Lee in for Edgar now, the penalty on the power play. And we've seen Kingsbury Lee throw some bombs in from range already as she circles away from one. It's Taylor Lonsdale, who is, it looks like being slightly more cautious, not throwing the body in quite as much. Perhaps those trips to the box backing her off a little bit.
Well, they're not going to win this game on the penalty kill, I can tell you that for a fact.
No. Pass called for cross ice. Stocks, winds it up.
Clears it out, so the Bears are going to come back 5 on 5 in a matter of seconds.
Taylor Lonsdale in well on the forecheck.
BUIHA not with the stick taps. There's 2 seconds remaining, and she's
occupied this time round and does dive in front. Everyone in the net is behaving themselves appropriately.
They are.
After a couple of early bits of argy-bargy, we've got a penalty box escape now. For one of us. Is this still in the penalty box that might have been allowed out?
There is nobody in the penalty box.
Maybe it's an ad hoc position fill. Fun fact, Oxford have made all 3 Cup Comp playoff finals this season. Well, we were talking about this earlier. Last year, Nationals was was light blue. Cambridge winning in all of the top tiers. Now, Oxford having as much success lower down the ranks, still yet to be determined for non-checking. The Oxford women have won the Premier Division in their nationals, could go on to a cup competition, or Ladies' Cup competition playoff win, and the men have the chance to repeat next week against the St Andrews Typhoons. So it could be a swing from light blue to dark, as that is a very speculative stick safe by Pat. Feldman unable to get on the other end of it, and Liu with a golden opportunity. Can't get a stick on it, still in front, still battling his chest fang. With 8 minutes winding down, Iorio, time and space, likes that slap shot, will take it. That is controlled by Pat. Vikings B playing the Mav C, the non-check playoff finals. Yeah, slightly different context, I suppose, to a full Nationals clean sweep. But impressive nevertheless, clearly a very dark blue season. The first in a very long time. Oxford have taken a full clean sweep across the varsities. As Cambridge, I think, slightly down on power this season compared to previous. But it's not about Cambridge now, it's about Oxford and Sheffield. And so far, Sheffield are struggling to make an impact. Walker Silverman chips through one, round Emma Taylor-Lonsdale, who seems to have given up the fight a little bit. Maybe she's just waiting for her moment. As Chapunza, noted goon Chapunza, one of the only ones with a penalty other than Sophie Fisher. As Emma Walker-Silverman didn't actually do anything after the whistle, but got a stick in the numbers from Grace Leeming.
She did get a bit of a push. A bit of a push onto the Bears goalie.
She's not thrilled about that.
I often find that quite funny, where the player puts attacker onto their own netminder.
Yeah, which is completely counterproductive, but it will not stop defenders from doing it.
Indeed.
So Emma Walker-Silverman clearly not happy that that's the treatment she's receiving, but the refs were there keeping an eye, and it didn't get too out of hand. To know, has Edgar, finds her, it's Taylor Lonsdale, and maybe picking up a little bit of speed, thinking about her moments. No icing, as that did give a glancing blow through the centre ice. And Telmi controls that. And again, just almost a case of too many hands on deck for Oxford, just slightly getting each other's way on some of these offensive wind-ups. Long wrister from Edgar bounces all the way through into the corner, as Phoebe Gregg using her superior size there to put Angela Yu on her backside. Edgar now in, moving with speed, trying to go all the way around, looking for the feed in front, is looking for the feed in front, and tell me, high slot is going to get sticked down by Taylor Lonsdale. Taylor Lonsdale looking for the immediate feed on from Gregg, can't find it, and Taylor Lonsdale will head to the bench.
Oxford.
Oh, there's a lovely cross ice for Shuhan Lee, and it's perhaps a bit early on to dump that straight away.
And dispossessed Oxford there, and Bears on the break. Oh, it's hit the linesman, which is probably a good thing, because I think they'd have gone for icing otherwise. Oxford looking to break out as the Bears make a line change. Good step around one player, but can't get around the other as she stands still and blocks with the body. Yeah,
You've got to go around the traffic cones, not straight through the pillars. And this is a precarious change now, as Oxford don't want to be caught offside, don't want to be caught with too many women. But they've just about managed to balance it. Struggling a little bit with their change discipline, it has to be noted. There's a couple of instances of people trying to badger their way onto the bench before the incoming player is let off.
There are.
I think Sheffield have been slightly better across the board on that regard, but it hasn't killed Oxford's campaign just yet.
No, the scoreline definitely doesn't reflect that. Icing put on and given. 5 minutes remaining in the second period.
Waiting for the Bears to line up now. And Oxford still with ozone time. Though as I say that, they are all the way back to their own half. Indeed their own zone, as Chloe Carter
She does put the pressure on.
I think she does, and that's kind of what the Bears need. They need that kind of pilot spark.
They do. They need to force some mistakes from the Oxford defence.
Again, I mean, Bahoon has seen a couple more shots this time around, it's fair to say.
Yes, she certainly has.
And she's been called to action a fair bit more than some of her previous weekends and even fixtures. But again, are they high percentage chances? Are they winning shots?
That's a good question.
I'd say maybe two.
There was a breakaway. We had a good breakaway chance.
4 or 5 of Sheffield's 13 have been high quality.
10.
10, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong number on the board. Just throw that shot blip up for you at home. It's 10 to 13 as it stands.
So it's changed significantly from the first period. It's 11 to 4.
And there is a whistle there.
Oh, we've got a player down on the ice.
Oh, well, we may just switch to
I don't think we can see it, but
I think that's Iorio who's
hurt.
not sure if she's taken a hard hit or just winded. We shall wait for
her to get up.
She is talking, she's communicating to the teammates.
She's wiggling a bit.
So we do have support staff on the ice to help out. This is the positive of these unis, is there's often so many people studying medical or medically related fields. As she is going to be slowly helped up, checked over. So it's a shoulder and a head contact is what we're hearing on the emergency radio there. So we can get a nice Sheffield first aider out, but I think she's going to stand up on her own steam. Going to be supported back to the bench, but there will be some stick taps. As she is moving under her own power. So I don't think the refs have seen anything there. We've not got any calls on the ice. There is a bit of a discussion, a bit of a huddle. But we're very glad to see that Iorio is up and moving. Maybe a little bit shaken up. I expect to see her sat for a couple of shifts while she just gets her bearings again. And they do have the coaching staff there as well, just to give her the once over and support that recovery. Hoping nothing too serious, nothing too long lasting. As Oxford then back on defence.
Indeed.
With the Bears
hoping to
some
capitalise
chances
on an
as there's
offensive
Taylor
face-off.
Lonsdale straight away, Bahoon called into action. And that's a couple of quick saves.
It is indeed.
But I think it will take a little bit more than that. Some more words exchanged. I'm not quite sure what the history is between these two teams. There's been a lot of discussion.
I'm not sure they've met a lot of times.
No, but they're clearly quite happy to exchange pleasantries and unpleasantries by the sounds of it.
I'm imagining they're mostly unpleasantries. From the body language.
Reset. And that one is well tipped away by Edgar. Slesser just overskates it. Will allow Yeti Smith
to battle.
But Antelmi chips over one. 1-on-1 now. Has the keeper still.
Oh.
Tries to go across the grain. Find the far side. As my voice is expiring more and more by the minute. 3:40 to go left in this period. Feed across for Kenny Slesser from Antelmi, but Slesser not able to get the touch. As Pat does slide across early.
Good poke check.
Good read though, very good read. As that one is backhanded away. Thrown back into the middle, Antelmi. Antelmi does get control. I think she's going to struggle to get the power she wants from that angle. Thrown in by Kingsbury Lee. But dealt with by Pat. Bounced off the back of the net. Antelmi again looking for the sound. Has 3 people crashing the slot. Kingsbury Lee, one of them, fires into the shorts of Smith. And Smith's stick is tied up by Kim Slesser. Fisher then finds the middle of the ice. Yeti Smith looking for the breakup. But
that's the sort of opportunity that Bears would do taking advantage of.
Well, exactly. That's their chance to capitalise a little bit more as Kingsbury Lee. Again, round 2 so far. 1 more to go, and the Tendy. But that's batted away by Katie Reid.
And batted away by Reid into the corner.
Very good defensive combination there.
Bears have upped their defensive game this period, I think.
I think so. It's just a shame that they haven't quite found the offensive impetus that they were looking for. I mean, again, as we've said, they've actually doubled the number of shots they put on last period as Oxford are alone in front. The Bears D left guessing as they neglect to show up for some time. I actually do miss the desk fan that Matt Foster so kindly provided last year. I lost it in a breakup, so
that is quite tragic.
Served its time. That will be called back for icing.
So that's no change for the Bears, and they were all looking.
They were all looking, I think, tired now on defence.
They were just getting pinned there for a minute or so.
Yeah, this is still a score draw.
Lee asking Pat there if she's okay. Seems to have some sort of...
But if this is anything to go off, I mean, 4 shots in the first, 8 so far in the second. We're expecting 16 from the Bears in the third, given current data trends.
It would be good, but will it be enough? Would that be enough?
Well, I mean, 16 shots on target. That's giving you a fair few chances. Does BUIHA stand up to the test? My gut read is quite probably yes.
I would also be inclined to say so.
Walker Silverman in alone.
Misses the net.
A lot of shots just finding wide. We haven't really had.
Oh, and that's the chance.
That's a cheeky backhand. That's BU looking for her tally.
Has that been kept out? That's unfortunate.
That is very kind of you, Dan, to suggest the cough mixture. I think I'll manage. But I appreciate the support. As that is pounced on by Pat. It's a nice shot, but it's well controlled. Yeah, well, 2-0 so far. The Bears holding on very well, it's got to be said. Both teams putting in the effort.
Pat certainly keeping them out
and
this period.
I actually think it's exactly what we said, Lawson. It has stalled out. It's not the 20-minute intensity
of the Nationals competition.
And so I think the quality is probably declining somewhat. Now that the nerves have settled, everyone's in the rhythm.
This period, I think, has been a lot closer, a bit more evenly matched than the last one. I think Oxford, Oxford definitely dominated period 1 in shots.
Here comes Chloe Carter. She's had a couple of these breakaways. Tries to cut to the middle, but he's read like a book. Julia Edgar not skipping any library days.
Using the full width of the game, of the pad there as well.
And there's Kim Slesser. Has enough space. Just needed half a handle less, and she's thrown the net off. And then there's a shot after the whistle.
Great defensive stick there and a save.
We're going to get tossed out for that, I think. Back to neutralise.
We are.
I'm not quite sure what it looked like here.
I'd be surprised if it was a defensive zone face-off.
I'm not sure what happened there. There was a shot after the whistle.
It isn't. It has gone outside.
Yep. .38 seconds left in the period. Carter again. I think that's what we need. We just need a little bit of Chloe Carter magic. She's had 2 breakaway attempts now. As that's Greg firing wide.
It is, but she's the puck's bounced out. She's got a shot on target in the end. Leeming throws it in for a tip, but not hard enough. She's gone for the pinch, and she's been left behind.
Angie Liu has support in the middle. Shuhan Lee throws that in, catches Pat up high. Ooh. 5 to go. I think that will, in fact, be all she wrote for period number 2, as Fisher isn't able to get the contact she's looking for.
There we go. No buzzer again. No horn again.
No horn. We will go to a very quick break.
We shall.
The teams have their team talks. We shall rejoin you in 1 minute and 30 seconds.
There we go. Back in the room.
Back in the action. Unfortunately, my voice is still missing in action. We're not sure why there was such a slowdown, but it gave us a chance to catch our breath. Maybe that was it. An official's relief break as Oxford waste no time at all with a shot coming off from Jess Farr.
Indeed.
So we're in the third period now. Oxford still 2-0 up. Shots currently standing 22 shot by Oxford, 13 shot by the Sheffield women. So this is kind of do or die time with a very static second period. No, static is the wrong word. It's quite grindy. Nothing really.
It was end to end. A bit more balanced,
yeah.
I think, than the first was.
I actually don't even think we had any penalties.
We did. We had 3.
Oh, I've just been asleep at the wheel. That's a very nice glove save by Pat there. Don't listen to me. If you want anything fact-checked about the game, ask Lawson. Oh yeah, we did. That's all we had.
We did. We only had penalties. Yeah, no goals. So they struggled with the long change by taking penalties. Elbowing, body checking, hooking.
Is that less of what? Is that? Slightly difficult to tell.
There are some Bears fans in the crowd. You can see their shiny visors over there.
Oh, I like that. Is that a coordinated effort?
It is. It's. I don't know what the theme.
Like what
there
the
was a theme.
Cyclists.
There was a theme. Yeah, it is. It is.
That's nice. I like that idea. Matching mirrored sunnies.
Oh.
Oh, it's a good kick save. Right on the edge of the pad there for Pat from Cindy Yu. And Oxford still holding the zone. Still holding the zone. Still holding the zone. Walker Silverman with speed. Loves that hash mark positioning.
Oh.
And it's tucked home by Cecilia Feldman as this is coming in from Emma Walker Silverman, and that'll be Oxford's third of the game. Third of the game as well.
It is.
Lovely. 12 from 66.
Been too slow on that one again, so I don't.
Let's have a look. Give it a go.
Again.
Oh, just behind the action. That's all right. We're still learning, but good to see we have some of our international fan base. I think, Ioana, you're still in Canada. Remind me where you are in the world right now. I know you're triple hopping all over the place. Difficult to keep up. As a 2 take a tumble. As Iorio tries to send that one round. Is collected by Captain Yeti Smith. Again by Smith, as Antonio was looking for the breakout.
Played wide to Katie Reid, who tries to find the net, but
here comes Edgar. Here's the court à court. Here she goes. The 200 feet play. All the way. But again, actually not even going to do it all herself. Just looking very relaxed. Lovely stride length as well. Efficient skating.
Certainly is. Makes it look easy.
Just so much fun to watch. As Antoni takes a shoulder from Chloe Carter. Carter gets the slap shot away. Actually, one of the few slap shots that have connected from the women's players this weekend. There's been a fair few attempts. And attempts is what most of them remain, sadly. As Oxford go for almost a full line change. Puck does not escape into the bench. Back in Romania, going to watch GBR versus Romania at the men's worlds next week. Wow, back to Canada via the UK. Your schedule never fails to amaze me. I'm actually gutted that chance behind for the Bears.
Taylor Lonsdale tries to find the middle of the net.
These Bears are going all the way back. I was gutted that I had the chance to watch French national team versus Norway in Paris. Unfortunately, it came while I was here doing this, which is a damn shame.
It is unfortunate.
Say again? That's Nick Johnson saying this is higher quality than the national teams. Some might say.
Not very many.
We can always find the 10th dentist, you know.
Taylor Lonsdale finds Carter on the left wing. who takes her time as she enters the zone.
I like that. Patient, maybe too patient, but
Perhaps.
not got. Is Phoebe patient on this roster?
Is she patient?
Or is that a different team? Maybe I'm getting mixed up. Maybe that's a Metro's Phoebe patient. So apologies to Phoebe for getting you on the wrong line there.
Wrong squad.
Yeah, wrong club entirely. Taylor Lonsdale looks to feed to the middle for Katie Reed.
Well, she does find it, almost.
Just can't quite get it away. It's that awkward backhand, not quite linking up on the
Feldman's well
stick-handedness.
dispossessed, but Bears don't really capitalise on that possession. Feldman with plenty of time here. She's coming down.
Feldman has also been a bit of a silent point scorer. She's got several of the goals and plenty of the assists. So she has stamped her name all over the various game sheets.
Phoebe Gregg beating, being beaten to the puck there.
As Antelmi now going all the way around, chips ahead to Feldman. Still with some pace. Going to overtake her up the middle. There's the pass through, beautifully found. As Antelmi tries to hop, skip and jump through 4. That is going to be broken up. Edgar now with the puck. As help ahead is just going to go for the dump, no change. As we remember the wise words of Logan Ingle, that dump is never a bad play.
No, it's not, and it nearly wasn't.
Always a safe option. Oh my God! I'm not sure what happened, but Julia Edgar saw daylight, and she said, "Thank you very much. I will be taking that."
I wonder if we got that one in time.
I'm not sure we had an assist.
6:31 and 19 I had.
6:31 and 19, so that's Kimmy Slasser. And number 19 is, of course, Suzanne Antelmi.
I don't know what's going on here.
Oh, hello. Even strength 6. Ooh, hello. Just put it through. See what happens. Did we have a play last on that? No, unfortunately not. No worries.
I think
But it was a gorgeous
the numbers
shot
on that one were wrong, but
well, we will fix it in post-production, I think.
well, maybe they were right. Maybe they were right. This is the
tracking the play there.
this is the home jersey rather than the away jersey rather than the home jersey. So maybe they swapped numbers. Maybe they're right.
I think as long as we know, we're all good. We've got it written down.
We do have it written down.
There's Yeti Smith, captain, and the who wise to that one. But yeah, I'm slightly confused as to what happened there. I think the play got stopped up in front, and people got confused as to where the puck was, leaving Julia Edgar unattended on the wing, with just a glorious amount of net available to her. And she was more than happy to put the kibosh on that.
She was indeed. Second goal of the game.
Katie Reed now storming up the ice. Stopped up by Walker Silverman. Has Chloe Carter. Carter not going to pass back. Instead going to turn and burn.
Oh, she
Here
looks
come
like
the
she wants to.
I think she does. I think she does. Walker Silverman racing across to try and stop that effort. That's a great poke.
Great stick from Edgar.
Though
Taylor
well
Lonsdale
handled.
picks it up.
Good skating.
In the middle looks for Reed.
Turn and the spin shot not coming off. That's going to get sent around the back to no one, unfortunately. So Taylor Lonsdale now with a chance again. Formidable poke checks by Julia Edgar. I don't think she wants to go all the way on that one, so going to send up to Cecilia Feldman. Walker Silverman has Cindy Yu in front as Walker Silverman heads to the bench. Feldman just looking a little bit dizzy as that one spins by her.
Indeed she does.
And Feldman running all the way back.
Back to Edgar once again.
No icing. Sheffield have done enough on that one.
Oxford having a lot of time to make these breakout passes.
Yeah, I think this is really now third period legs. This is the last game of the day for these guys.
It is. Well, for some of them.
Well, indeed. So sadly, with the Sheffield ladies, I don't think we have any duplicates between the Vikings and the Oxford women. So for the Oxford women, this is the last dance for the weekend.
And
although a couple of them will be back next week for the Vikings A.
Oh,
that is well held. It looked like it might have
I think
been
that was
floating.
going wide.
I think you're right, but it's one of those deceptive ones.
It was.
That you just never want to let through.
I
as a goalie,
wouldn't. Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
Mentally crushing.
If it hits you in the wrong place.
Like that too, physically crushing your head. as poor old Julia Stone has had to deal with all weekend long. I really hope she gets to go home and have the world's biggest nap.
I don't think, although they've had a few shots this game, Bears, I don't think they've really tested behind that.
No,
that much.
I think it's going to be the lateral side to sides, because in terms of her ground game, she's phenomenal. And we haven't had really that many shots picking her up high, so they can get her moving, catch her in transition. That's maybe where they can look to score, but that's not really what we've seen so far from the Bears. It's been a lot of one-shot wonders, as that is in. And tell me, on to Slesser. It's Corinna Lee to scoop it up. Corinna Lee now. It's a 3-on-3. Swept wide by Kingsbury Lee. And Kingsbury Lee going to look to repossess that one, and she will do. Poking ahead, Kingsbury Lee in 1-on-1, 1-on-0. Oh, and that's
shot wide. Didn't make a good connection with the puck there.
No, just didn't have the contact. Just trying to send one in, but that is going to skate wide, not troubling the front of the crease. And that is well chipped out now, but collected by Deneau. Kingsbury Lee again about to start winding up, but didn't really get off the ground before Phoebe Gregg put a stop to that. There's a good fast feed by the refs here to get out of the way. And Jin Yu now has support. Tries to throw it on net, but that is well broken up by Grace Leeming. Iorio at the point is not going to see the light of day on that. Being pushed along there. But I think you can slightly tell some of the energy in the fight has gone.
Arms up. It's Taylor Lonsdale again.
No, surely not. She's in disbelief. She's saying, hey, that was nothing.
She's saying that was soft.
I think soft is exactly the word she would use for that. 2 minutes for body checking. Wow. She will feel, I think, hard done by.
What do you think to that one?
I don't know.
You see it given and you see it let go?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it did look like a slightly awkward fall, which may have sold the illusion.
I certainly think
that's a
could
nice
have done.
shot by Feldman. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm with you on that one. That does be a little bit soft. I don't think there was that much in it. But either way, I could see both sides. Not to fence
No,
it.
of course, absolutely.
Not to fence it, but
a change of possession.
Sometimes you've got to be the Switzerland. There's a slap shot from Fisher, which is a slightly errant pass in the end, as there's now some bashy in the
Bashed out quite a lot, but not onto the net at all, actually.
No one in position to really fall up in the high slot there. Katie Reed does manage to win the duel against Julia Edgar. Julia Edgar still staying with her though, and making life miserable for Katie Reed.
She wins that battle, retaining possession of the book and calming things down.
She may lose the battle, but she wins the war, I think, playing the long ball. Let us know in the chat who you're cheering for, if you've got Oxford fans in the building, if you've got any Bears. Most of the Bears are in the stands, to be fair.
We do have a lot of Bears in the stands.
Good home crowd. No excuse really, it's in your back gardens for most of them.
It's true, it is true.
Can we get the score and time board back? Oh, we do apologise, not sure why that's not come up.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
There we go, there's your shots and your score bug. Thanks for flagging that, Jaden.
Offside.
Oh, and that will be some protestations here from the Bears, not quite sure on what.
Not sure how long that had been off for, actually.
Still 34 seconds left of Oxford's woman advantage here. And Antelmi is going to get the hold up off the draw. So 4-0. Improving already on their previous score by 1. Have they got any more in the tank? It's got to be said, Pat's been doing a wonderful job in this second and third period. It's just that first one kind of got away from her. Kimmy Slesser, the trailing woman. And again, Pat.
And that's finally
I think an own goal.
About 3 cracks at that one.
Totally honest, I think that was tucked in by a Bear. It will be Kimmy Slesser. I'm not sure who's got the assist there as Taylor Lonsdale comes back out of the box.
No assist given.
No assist given, so it's a Kimmy as a solo.
We might actually be able to watch that one again.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
We've just got the tail up. We've got the back cam.
we might have the back cam. We might see her bash that one in. Let's see. Oh, not quite.
Just missed it. It's all right. We're getting there. You see the celebrations at the very least. As she had two this game.
She has. First goal and the last.
That's very good.
Which may not be the last goal of the game, but
no, still chance for a hat-trick.
The most recent.
I'm not sure she's ever had a hat-trick, actually. She spent most of her playing career as a goalie, so making the transition. She might have done it 1 or 2 years back. But still a very special thing if she can achieve that vaulted feet.
Oh,
that's all the way over the top.
Reed takes a shot from far out. She had time to step in there, I think, and get a better chance.
Shots currently sitting 37 taken by Oxford as captain, maybe about to put another one on.
And she
puts
does.
another one on, and it's a goal. Captain Jess with a solo effort.
Number
5.
Can we get an assist on that? No.
No assists. It's the Jess Feng show.
Shall we see if we can watch that one again?
Oh, I think we've got it.
We do.
Oh, look at that. Potted it, blocker side. We're going to get reverse angle as well. Nice and high. Very well played by Jess Feng. We've got a stoppage penalty coming. Delay of game.
And who's that going to?
2 minutes. Delay of game. I think. Is that Taylor Lonsdale again? Surely not. To get her a frequent flyers card. She be ejected. What's happened there? Hang about. We just need to. Let's just get a pause real quick.
Not sure what's happening there. We're just going to find out if that player's been ejected from the game or not. Okay. So 67's left the game. She's not been ejected, but she's chosen to leave the game.
So a frustrated Emma Taylor Lonsdale checking herself out. It was a 2 minute for delay of game. She's getting some claps from the Bears this time, some support from the home fans. Whether sarcastic or not, I can't quite tell. I've got to assume positive.
Obviously wasn't happy with that call, I'd imagine.
No, I think, she's spent a lot of time in the boxes.
She has.
Because that's 1 save, 2 saves. Held up by Pat, very nicely done. That might be a BUIHA first. I don't think I've seen a player voluntarily remove
Not from a finals.
Up to this point.
No.
As I think we're running very late. It's the start of the F1. Don't you worry.
6:30. I don't think we're running too late. The next game is scheduled for around 7:05, I believe.
No, you are right. Right, you are. We might even be ahead of time if you believe that.
If we manage to wrap this one up and get an ice cut, we could start on time.
I thought you could have an ice cream. I would love an ice cream.
Well, that'd be nice. It'd be good for your throat.
I reckon that'd be so soon. All right. Hey Siri, where's the nearest ice cream parlour in Sheffield? Lovely long shot and lovely save. Beautiful paired play from Edgar and Pat in the net. So we call good scheduling. Rob Grant is fishing for compliments. And you know what? We'll take the bait. Well done, Rob. It's been seamless. We've been more than 20 minutes behind the whole weekend. If Edgar flies the wrist, Slesser does a nice little leg lift, but it doesn't quite make it all the way through traffic. That's going to get flipped out all the way down the ice on the penalty kill for Bears, and I think the fight has slightly left their eyes. As now we said earlier this is not perhaps a dominant display. We may have to eat those words. As as Oxford have looked fairly uncontested. Well, maybe that's not true. They have looked imperious throughout the tournament, and it is their empire to claim. As Bahoon signalling the penalty is about to be done, served by Reed here in place of Emma Taylor-Lonsdale. So the Bears will no longer have access to that 67 as Reed is out of the box, 1-0 with Tifton-O.
Oh.
Tifton-O just about gets the stick work done. It's ropey, but it's through. That's all she needed. As Katie Reed would have been in with a prime opportunity there and just couldn't quite get through. She's going to go for an attempt number 2. Up through centre ice, already has 2 defenders behind her. Goes for a way, way long shot. And that is unfortunately not anywhere near the net. Puck is battled loose eventually. Katie Reed net front. That's bounced off the side netting.
It has.
Back behind.
Just 2 shots on the Oxford net for Bears this period.
That is a sad
indication of the...
I think so. We had such high hopes. I mean, they doubled their shot count from period 1 to period 2, and period 3, it's all fallen apart really for the Bears. As Grace Lehman goes flying in, I think that would have been in my mind that's possibly a call, but Oxford have got the better rub of the green on that one. We're just checking the messages from our technical consigliere.
We've got 5-on-4 on the scorebook, but it's not. It's 5-on-5. Greg, 1-on-1 with 35, chasing back.
It may be expecting a shorter game.
It's really died off the Bears' offensive this period.
I think so. I think they've just run out.
Maybe they've just run out of steam.
So
I hate to say that they've given up.
No, I don't know. I mean, well,
but it feels like maybe
the fight's gone out a little bit.
The fight has gone out of them a little bit. They came out this 3rd period and conceded pretty quickly.
And Oxford are still not letting up. They are pushing for more.
Oh,
as that's
collision.
Knee on knee it looked like, because both of them pretty quick
both players
together.
are fine. Yeah, absolutely.
It's good to see.
Last 3 minutes now.
That's a racing incident. Speaking of racing incidents for the F1 fans tuning in, we'll see what's happening in the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. It might be an half break or mid-up pads.
Another save.
I mean, Pat has done incredibly well to withstand all of this pressure. Obviously, some have slipped through the net.
We just show you those shots now of Bears 15.
I mean, 46 from 43 is, percentage-wise, she's holding out pretty well.
Not doing too badly. That's
it's
37 saves.
With an onslaught like that, something's got to give. As that one slapped in by Iorio, catching Antelmi in the boots. It is going to be offside, so Oxford need to tag up on the line. As Slesser re-enters, and is going to have to exit once more. Edgar now winding. Can we have 1 or 2 last moments of Julia Edgar brilliance? She's been superb all weekend for the Dark Blues. And tell me, going to look for the backhand. It's not going with power. That's given covered, although it's actually ended up in the corner. I think maybe we just had a bad angle from one of the refs there.
Yes, I think lost sight of that one, maybe.
Well, understandable if they can't see it, they can't call. This is not the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
It's the Premier League.
Premier League. Give me the cars.
Oxford being told they need to put a player back on.
Oh, I see. Not sure
sure
what's going on there.
No, I'm not sure why either.
As we enter the final 2 minutes of this playoff game. do get the sense that it has just quietened down substantially. The crowd is fairly aware that this is a conclusion already realised. Oxford now maybe with one or two final stabs. Walker Silver.
Oh, what a save!
Pat's got a great glove to it. Pat's not sure where it is.
Fantastic reaction save there.
That's really well done. That's an incredibly tricky shot to try and get a read on. And she's done very well.
Entering the last minute of the game here.
60 seconds remain on the clock. Kingsbury Lee. Final effort, Cindy Yu. Can't get it. Posted on net. Tifton knows this is a last-ditch effort, has to wait for you to tag up, and Yu does. Not going to pull the goalie, Oxford, not going to risk the clean sheet.
No,
as both Oxford players go down, the puck is somewhere in that mess.
Oh,
there's a couple final
shot onto the back
apple.
of the leg of an Oxford player there.
Feldman looking for one or two more points.
I was just happy to see this out at 6-0,
I think so. I think they're resigned to the fate now. There's not going to be all that much they can do to change it. Chloe Carter might have one final run at it. But even that is looking speculative. She's going to pass off.
She didn't look too interested in that there, did she?
No, I think so. And it's a little bit too little, too late for the Bears. Oxford have looked in control all the way through. And as the time ticks down, the Oxford Women's Blues will complete the double. As there we go, the team celebrations come in. Oxford are very, very pleased with themselves indeed. They have gone back-to-back. They have taken the national title and the Women's Cup, the inaugural Women's Cup competition playoff trophy as the Queens of the BUIHA.
And they won Women's Nationals, right?
Indeed, so it's a double. Women's Nationals Premier Division, the Gold Division, and the Women's Cup competition. So they will be incredibly pleased with themselves. As we will get
rightly so, I think.
The handshake lines going.
It was a dominant performance, that.
It was, and you know what? I think the Bears did put up a fight. I just don't think they came fully prepared for what lay ahead of them.
I think the second period could have swung the game in another direction if the Bears managed to capitalise on some of their early chances, but they didn't. They lost the momentum, and I think they ran out of steam quite early on, to be honest.
So we will have the players of the game announcements
very quickly. Then we'll have an ice cut.
Indeed, and we'll get back on to the non-checking one tournament.
Yep. BUIHA Tier 3 recommences at 7:05.
So very well done.
Or will hopefully recommence around 7:05.
To the Oxford ladies. That is them done for the day now. Some will be rejoining us next week. We have no more games left to play. So after a very long weekend and some very early starts, you can probably see the back of Ice Sheffield.
Absolutely, and that's the end of University Women's Hockey for the 2024-25 season.
As Emma Walker-Silverman demonstrates her signature twirls alongside Cecilia Bellman, some ex-figure skaters mucking around. And they will be very pleased indeed. So we have the trophy presentation waiting to get started. We're just waiting for the teams to line up. And we're pretty bang on time.
We are.
Because we're just catching up with the F1 in the meantime. Two retirements for those following along at home. Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly no longer with us. It seems like substantial deficits for Alonso, Behrman, Lawson, Bortato and Jack Doohan. Max Verstappen leading from pole. followed by Leclerc, Norris, Hamilton, Piastri after a couple of pit stops. Illegal F1 broadcast. That's not going to get us taken down, is it?
I hope not.
I hope not.
I doubt it. We're not broadcasting any video, are we?
No, it's all radio.
If anyone else is interested
Formula
in...
One management, if you want to hire me to do your commentary once David Croft and Martin Brundle tap out, you know where to find me. I did apply, actually, for an F1 commentary competition, and I got aired. So,
oh, dear.
Never got to go to Brazil, I think it was.
So, other hockey news. Nottingham Panthers...
What's the latest and greatest?
3. Cardiff Devils 1 at the end of the second intermission. Yeah, down in Nottingham.
And it is Julia Edgar, I think one of the players of the tournament for me, if not the player of the women's tournament, scooping up.
Top point scorer for sure.
Absolutely. She will be chuffed, I hope. The incredible individual performance as well as playing the team role. Selfless, short shifts, actually, it's got to be said.
Very indeed.
And it will be, it should be.
Well, let's wait and see.
Well, I don't want to jinx it. Number 90, it's Pat in net.
41 saves of 47 shots.
I mean, you can't really get too mad at that. She's done a very good job. Should be proud of that performance against clearly a very strong team. So
a very strong team.
Nothing
the best,
to be upset about. I think that's head held high.
In the UK.
Undisputed across nationals and the regular season.
Indeed.
So I don't think they can be too upset about that. And the crowd giving Pat her flowers, well deserved. Good to see the sport all round. As we're just waiting for the final trophy presentation for Oxford, maybe being told to bring it back after too long. And that will be the Oxford women celebrating their double. Very well done to them. Commiserations to Sheffield.
Absolutely. They
put up a good fight, but it just wasn't enough to get it done this year. And that is all we have for women's ice hockey in the university sector for the 2024-25 season. Thank you very much again, Lawson, for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We are going to take a bow out as we prepare for non-checking one. We shall see you after the ice cup.
We shall.